At this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 7th place in the Central Division after 15 games. They have a record of 5-9-1, 11 points, has them 17 points behind first place Winnipeg, 3 points behind their next opponent, who we will talk about momentarily. On the road, the Predators are 1-3-1 on the season. That's where their next game will take place. The Predators have scored 37 goals. They've given up 50 against a goal differential of -13. After the Predators are done with this next game, they will move on Thursday at Edmonton, Friday at Calgary, Sunday at Vancouver, the 20th of November at Seattle. That will wrap up the 5-game CMA road trip. The Preds are welcomed back home with the buzzsaw known as the Winnipeg Jets on November the 23rd. Now, before we talk about the Predators and the Colorado Avalanche meeting for the second of 4 times this season, let's go top down on the Central Division. I mentioned the Winnipeg Jets leading the division after 15 games skated. They have a record of 14-1, 28 points. Has them now 6 points clear of second place Minnesota. The Dallas Stars have 16 points and find themselves in third place. The Utah Hockey Club has 15. The Colorado Avalanche has 14. They're in fifth place. The St. Louis Blues have total of 14 points. They are in sixth place. Then the Nashville Predators at 11 points. After 15 games skated, they find themselves in 7th place. And Chicago Blackhawks have 11 points as well, but they are in 8th place in the division. Now, for the Nashville Predators and the Colorado Avalanche, this is the second time they're meeting this season. Previously, they met on November the 2nd. It was the Predators securing a 5-2 victory over the Colorado Avalanche. UC Stars went 29-31, picked up with victory. Stamkos, Yossi, and Nyquist each with a goal and an assist. Forsberg and Sissons with the other goals for the Predators. Anoon picked up the loss for the Colorado Avalanche, 21-24. McKinnon and Makar a goal and an assist each. Two teams will meet again on December the 14th in Denver, Colorado. Then on February the 22nd of 2025, the Nashville Predators will host the Colorado Avalanche. Now, these Colorado Avalanche, they're in 5th place in the Central Division after 15 games skated. The record of 7-8-0, 14 points on home ice, 4-5-0. They've scored 52 goals. They've given up 59 against. That's a goal differential of -7. Talking about their most recent stretch of action takes us back to October the 30th to get to their previous 5-2 loss versus Tampa Bay on the 2nd of November, a 5-2 loss at the Nashville Predators. On the 5th of November, a 6-3 win versus Seattle. On the 7th, it was a 1-0 loss at Winnipeg. And most recently, on the 9th of November, it's a 6-4 win versus Carolina. Georgiev got the start, picked up the victory, went 27 out of 31. Now, before we get into the rankings and the numbers between these two teams in this particular matchup, let's mention two things from the Nashville Predators news section of things. Tommy Novak still day-to-day with an injury, but this one a little bit more curious. Dante Fabro has been placed on waivers by the Nashville Predators. It does appear that the Nashville Predators are willing to risk exposing Fabro and losing him from the organization rather than play him. And remember, he played quite a few games with the captain Roman Josi as part of the top pair in recent history. So Dante Fabro is on waivers by the Nashville Predators. Update that when we get some information. Now, let's get back to this one individual game and talk about the rankings between these two teams at this exact moment in NHL history. The goals for on the Nashville Predators side of things, 29th overall rated in the NHL at 2.47 goals per game, while the Colorado Avalanche a full goal higher, 3.47. That is 10th best in the league. Goals against, the Predators are giving up 3.33 per game. That's 24th, while the Denver, the Colorado Avalanche give it 3.93 per game. That's 31st overall in the NHL. The 31st was tripping me up for a second. I wrote it weird. Shots for 31.1 is 7th best in the NHL for the Nashville Predators, so a top 10 metric there for the Preds, but the Colorado Avalanche are right there at 31.1 with 8th in the league, so they are tied in that category. Shots against category, 29.1 for the Predators is 19th. The Colorado Avalanche only giving up 25.8 shots on goal against per game. That's 3rd best in the National Hockey League, and the Predators have certainly struggled with low shot volume teams in their recent stretches of action. On the power play, the Predators find themselves at 10th best in the NHL, converting at 23.1%. Respectable, 12 of 52 is the raw data, but the Colorado Avalanche are second overall in the NHL, 12 of 37, 34.6% conversion rate. That is very high. That's a remarkably good number. Penalty kill, the Predators killing off 90.6% this season. That's second best in the NHL. They've given up just 5 power play goals against, while the Avalanche are killing off 70.7%, 29th overall in the league. They've given up 12 power play goals against. Now, the Colorado Avalanche have a significant amount of high-skilled individual scorers And McKinnon is off to an incredible start this season. He typically is, and he always does well against the Nashville Predators, including scoring one of their 2 goals in the most recent game, 7 goals in the season, 22 assists total, 29 points. Makar is at 6 goals and 18 assists for 24 points out there on the blue line. Rantanen is at 8 goals and 12 assists for 20 points. Middlestat, 6 goals and 10 assists for 16 points. And Colton is at 8 goals, 1 assist for 9 points. The top 4 scorers on the Colorado Avalanche would be all tops at the Nashville Predators scoring leaders. So on the Predators side of things, the visiting Preds, Philip Forsberg leads the way, 8 goals, and the Snowman right there, plus 5 assists for 13 total points. O'Reilly is at 3 and 7 for 10. The captain Romiosi's got a goal and 9 assists for 10 points. Jonathan Marchessault at 3 and 6 for 9. Nyquist 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 total points. It's good to see Philip Forsberg picking back up the pace. Still not quite back to a point per game, but closer than he was. He was beginning to drift a little bit. Picking up those 2 goals in the most recent game is definitely a good thing for Philip Forsberg and the Nashville Predators. Anticipated goaltender matchup sees UC Saros, his updated numbers, 4-7-1 in net, 2.61 goals against average, and a .911 save percentage with now 2 shutouts on the season. Georgiev has a record of 2-5-0, securing that most recent victory for the Avs against Carolina, a goals against average of 4.04, save percentage of 851. That's got you all set for the Nashville Predators' first of 5 games on the CMA road trip, as it is customarily known, or the Get Your Shit Together road trip, or as it has become known more recently. So for the Nashville Predators, a big opportunity here against the Colorado Avalanche, a team that they've already beaten once this season. And let's face it, the Predators need points, they need victories, and they could use it against division rival teams. So that'll do it for the preview session. We got to go back and talk about what happened at the Bridgestone Arena between the Predators and the Utah Hockey Club. That's called the Rebar Sports Full Game Recap, and that's up next.